Hello, in this replay I've got two videos to show you, or two replays to show you in my P-23, which is the American Tier 2 fighter on the line that will eventually lead to the Mustangs. But for right now, we are a tiny little biplane. And Tier 2 is kind of a hard tier to play because you get into Tier 4 matches quite a bit. And Tier 4 is just way more powerful than Tier 2. More so than comparing Tier 3 to Tier 5 or Tier 4 to Tier 6 or whatever. But anyway, P-23, you can still do alright, although it helps if you pay attention and kind of observe when enemy aircraft are going to attack you. But I managed to get out of that with only losing a third of my health, almost ram a friendly I-16. But, well, I'm a biplane, I can get on the tail of this F-2A, no problems at all. Far from the most manoeuvrable biplane in the game, but manoeuvrable enough. See, this is a Tier 4 fighter, and I'm not actually hitting it all that much, but I am doing a fair bit of damage. And my teammate's helping me out, but kind of more importantly, as long as I'm sitting on its tail like this, the F-2A can't actually straighten out and effectively engage enemy aircraft. At least in theory, but for some reason I'm just not able to get my guns on target. Might have been having lag spikes or something. But anyway, here we go. Finally get everything working right, and we managed to kill that Tier 4 multi-role fighter. There's the AO-192 diving down, so I've sent a few shots its way, but don't think I got any hits. Went away, Tier 3 ground attack aircraft is dead. I-16, another Tier 4 multi-role. Again, we're able to get round on its tail, and that is a very manoeuvrable monoplane fighter. But being a biplane, I can turn, well, much better than that. And something was taking shots at me then, but it didn't seem to hit, and I managed to kill the I-16 late. TSH-3 underneath me, that might have been what was shooting at me before. At least it might have a lot of bullets. And well, at this point I'm just adding my fire to that of my team. Between the lot of us, we should be able to kill this guy. But I pull up and over just because I don't want to ram my friends, and they managed to kill the TSH-3. So you see there, for a Tier 4 game, we managed to get 2 kills and 900 experience, which is pretty good. Second best in our team in experience, and third best on damage, which is really good considering how much weaker our guns are than everyone else. You see, only 14% accuracy, which on most aircraft I consider good, 14%, but in the P-23 it's a bit subpar, but you saw how much I was spraying bullets around. I think earlier this week when I played that game I was actually having lag spikes quite a bit. But anyway, this game's going to kind of show you more the strength of the P-23. We're top tier, it's a Tier 2 game, there's a Tier 1 aircraft on every team, on either team, and 2 Tier 2s. And, well, actually I suppose the first strength of the P-23 is that it's a Tier 2 aircraft, so quite often players down this level, they're not the greatest. As you see, my I-5 down there has gone strafing ground targets. The XP-31, who's flown to the other side of the map, is also strafing ground targets, which is going to get us a significant lead in superiority points. But because that XP-31's flown off by itself, it's going to die pretty easily soon enough. Luckily for us, one of the enemy fighters has also gone strafing. And in a minute, I think the P-12 will also start hitting ground targets. So it's kind of fair, as in both sides have one aircraft that's providing fighter cover and 2 that are hitting ground targets. It's just going to be a very long game if it's decided by superiority. So I'm kind of heading off towards where the enemy aircraft are, hoping I might be able to find one isolated or be able to do something. And there's the P-23, it's been spotted by the XP-31, and they go head on, and well, somehow avoid the ram, but XP-31's also got the P-12 coming out, and there's the A4N. So it's a 3-on-1 fight there for that poor XP-31, which, as I said at the start, it's not going to last very long. So what I'm thinking now is it's actually going to be very hard to win this, because there are still 3 enemy fighters left, they're all in one big group. So I've got to try and separate them out somehow And what I was hoping to do was, if I sit up here, hopefully one of the aircraft would spot me and they'd start climbing up to try and get me. And then eventually I'll be able to take out the one with the most powerful engine when it got up to my altitude, where the other two were too low to effectively help it. But essentially we got lucky because I saw that one of the enemy aircraft, the P-23, was flying off by itself while the other two were hitting ships out in the harbour, I suppose. So I dived down the P-23, and this is really the situation you want to be in when you're in this aircraft. Put a few shots in, but I decided to pull up and out before I start running the risk of hitting the ground. And I go into a nice steep climb, and the P-23 tries to follow me up, so I use my boost to put more separation on it. And while it's sitting with its nose up in the air like that, our friendly I-5 manages to kill it for us. So that all worked out pretty well. I lost 1 hit point, I didn't get the kill. Actually, I didn't do very much damage to that guy at all. But I set it up so that the I-5 had a nice easy kill. And now it's a 2-on-2. And we've spotted somebody. It's the A4N. We've got an altitude advantage, which is very useful. And I think the A4N knows it because it's broken off and is heading towards its friendly AA guns. But I was looking for the P12 here just to see what kind of situation it was in, but lost contact with it just before I could actually look. And I see the A4Ns going head on with the I-5, which gives me an opportunity to put some shots in. And now it's a 2-on-1 because the I-5 of course lost the head-on engagement with an A4N. But I took half the A4N's health, and now I'm doing the same thing. Going up into a climb and boosting when the enemy aircraft is going to put its guns on me. As you see, there's not exactly a lot of nuance here. I'm just relying on the separation between us to get most of its bullets to miss. And then I see its nose start dropping a bit. And I thought it had stalled, but then it puts its nose back up. So it might have actually not stalled then. But either way, it turned away from me. And I'm able to get down and get a kill. And the P-12 is the last enemy aircraft left, and it's climbed up to my altitude. And I was a bit concerned here because I don't have any boost or a lot of speed left, but fortunately it's actually just stalled, simply climbing up here, up to this altitude, and I'm able to get a nice easy third kill. Or second kill, third enemy destroyed in the game. So you can see there, I did pretty alright. Not as much experience as the last one, but it was only a tier 2 game. And well, the rest of the results are pretty predictable, but that's got the power of the P-23 when it gets a good matchup. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time.